Taurus. Do you remember the chia pet? Chia. That's what I thought about just now. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your life purpose oracle reading. What's not, whatever. This is a new thing that I'm doing, but I'm sure you probably know that already because you've probably seen the other ones that I've posted before us. You know what I'm saying? So we're using the Doreen Virtue Life Purpose Oracle deck and what's not or whatever. So I'm going to pull some cards and see what it is that we got going on for, you know, our life purpose and career path, and try to see if we can get some little puzzle pieces and stuff like that and whatnot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give my fellow Taurians a tad bit of guidance on their soul mission. So, what are we going to do? We're going to ask Spirit for clear and direct guidance into the life purpose and career paths of Taurus people. And you can apply this to your, if you have Taurus in your 10th house, or your midheaven or haven as some people call it. And if you have Taurus in your north node and BTW, if Taurus is in your north node, why are you not rich yet? Just saying. People who have Taurus in their north node, that of which I don't. This is probably why I'm not rich. But people with Taurus in their north node are supposed to like create generational wealth for their lineage and whatnot or whatever. Can we be related? Can I be a part of your lineage, please? Big mama, big daddy, big bucks. Just saying. So Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance, please. Spirit. For my Taurus peoples. No matter where it is, they have it in their chart. Bag, never son of a gun. Or you can just resonate with whatever the title of this reading is going to be. Right now, I don't know, because I haven't pulled cards yet. Clear and direct guidance, please, Spirit, for my Taurus peoples. Seriously? Is this what we're doing? Okay. Alright. Alright. Sorry I was being so meticulous. First card that we have is Protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. We're changing careers. Next card we have is Oracle cards. No kidding. No kidding. You think? I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes. A little bit. Only on the weekends. Not really. All during the week. All 7 days. 24/7, 365. Okay, I'm going to stop. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. You guys think so? You think? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Just kidding. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. That is very true. Next card that we have is Energy Healing. This is funny. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. Very interesting. Next we have Leadership. Take charge of this situation. Next we have Creative Expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. Okie dokie, Taurus peoples. This is very interesting, and I kind of resonate with it. Because I don't know, I have been really considering doing this whole oracle card thing. I'm just joking. But anywho, yeah, so the thing that I'm seeing, guys, is I say for like the whole little oracle card thing, it's not even just oracle cards, and we talked about it in somebody else's reading. I can't remember who it is right now, but we were talking about like symbolism and things of the sort, and like clairvoyance and being able to discern guidance from spirit for others through symbols, whether that's through dreams or visions or oracle cards or tarot, whichever form that comes in for you. But the thing that I'm seeing is really, I'm seeing that for my Taurus people, that you have a divine purpose and calling, right? And that there's energy pushing you in such of a direction. But the thing that I'm seeing with the energy healing, which can be any energetic healing modality, and I always say the one I'm most familiar with is Reiki, but there's a myriad of different energy healing modalities. And with creative expression, I'm more or less seeing these three as like, how can I put it? It's like these are gifts that you have that you're utilizing every day, but I feel like you're not very aware that you're doing them. So, because like when I think of creative expression, I think about that, like applying it to like my own experience is like how I was with poetry. Like I wrote my first poem when I was like 8, right? But when I first wrote it, I didn't think of it as me being a poet or trying to be a writer or trying to be creative. It was just therapeutic. I just know that one day I felt really sad. I wrote down a poem, and after I wrote it, I felt better. And I just kept doing that. And inadvertently, like, created a collection of poetry accidentally, but it wasn't necessarily aspiring to be a poet. It was just like a healing thing for me, right? Like a therapeutic type of thing. And that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. So it's almost like the dreams that you get, or it could even be something like angel numbers. It's just like something that you're seeing in a symbolic sense. Like if you're going through something, you may see a color or a sign or something like that that brings you peace, right? Or interpreting other people's dreams and stuff like that, or being able to like transmute energy, like being able to, like, say if you're in a depression, like being able to shift out of it somehow, or like overpower the emotions instead of them overpowering you. And something that you're doing to kind of make yourself feel better, whether it's knitting, painting, poetry, what have you, taking pictures, doesn't make a difference. But it's like, I feel like these are things that you guys are doing every day, but you're just not aware of. Well, not necessarily that you're not aware of them. It's like you're just not looking at them in the perspective of them being like a gift or having anything to do with your purpose. But the thing that I'm seeing is, because I do sense like a level of confusion, you know what I mean? Or even feeling like, because like I hear someone saying like, it's like, oh, I don't even have, talents, or I'm not good at anything. Like there's not anything that I actually do. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you're thinking in the sense of like, okay, like if you think of someone who plays a musical instrument or something, right? So that's clearly a gift or a talent that they have, because you play the guitar, you're good at playing the guitar, so you play the guitar. Or a person who just kind of has like a thing, you know what I mean? Like a thing that they do. And I don't feel this is necessarily for everybody, maybe 1 or 2 people, but feeling like you don't have a thing. Like I don't have my thing, like my thing that's like my niche, that's the thing that I do, that everyone knows me for doing this particular thing. But the thing that I'm seeing that's working with you guys is you are a natural born leader, right? You are protected. So I'm more or less like seeing spirit behind you, pushing you. And seeing that lying dormant within you is this amazing, like, leadership ability. But the thing to kind of, like, ignite that, to make these elements that you guys are operating in every day make sense, is you needing to go to spirit to ask for guidance on how to move forward, or asking spirit to reveal these things to you, to show you like, you know, how do I make use of these things, or how do I apply this like to my path, or, you know, or, so if you're aware of them, how to apply them and utilize them. And if you're not aware of them, asking spirit to reveal it to you, if you don't necessarily resonate with the things that, that I've said here, which is like, you know, symbols, being, and when I say energy healing, even if a person tells you that they feel better just being in your presence, like that's a little unknown sign of energy healing. It's like, you know what? I can be having like a really bad day and I just call you, or, you know, I just sit around you, and when I leave, it's like I feel 1,000 times better, right? Like that's a sign of a person who has a gift of like transmuting energy, or energy healing, or any form of creative expression that you utilize. And for some of you, I do feel like it's a sense of like a creative block. Like if you're not doing anything creatively to express yourself, I feel like you going to spirit for guidance, as well as and I'm hearing just like, I heard automatic writing, but it's like automatic writing in the sense of like you just sitting down with a piece of paper and just like writing. You know what I'm saying? And just write until something comes out. So not necessarily trying to create something. It's a form of meditation. But because I feel like it's kind of like a block. And I think that block is coming from how you guys are perceiving the situation. But I'm seeing that you guys are being called into a form of leadership. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's almost like a little bit of, well, I can't even say self-doubt. Because self-doubt would imply that you know about your abilities, but like you're doubting that you can do something with them or that you're good at them or something of the sort. But it's like, I feel like you guys honestly believe that you don't have something. It's almost because it's like I clearly see this stuff, but I mean, I clearly see the cards in front of me. But my little oracle thing going on here is, even though I'm seeing these three things, oracles, creative expression, and energy healing in front of me, what I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, is like there's things underneath the surface of gifts you haven't tapped into yet. And you're not necessarily looking because you really honestly think that there's nothing there, but it's stuff that you're doing every day, even if it isn't these things that I've listed. There's things that you're doing every day that are you acting in your gifts. You're just not aware of it. So I feel like the whole thing of you guys talking to your angels or spirit or whatever it is you believe in, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever the case may be, I feel like you guys going into prayer about this is what's going to allow those things to be revealed to you and like brought to the surface, to where spirit is going to show you in little ways like how you've been doing this pretty much your entire life. And I always say with people, like, a quick easy way to kind of notice what role it is that you play when it comes to like your purpose or soul mission is to just look at how you show up in your friend group. It's like, what role do you play in your friend group, or what is it the main thing that people always come to you for? You know what I mean? Do people always come to you for advice? You know, do people always want to come to talk to you about these weird dreams they had or their spiritual experiences or what have you? It's like, do they come to you for your good old cooking? You know, like, think about the things, like the consistent role that you play in your family or in your friend groups. And that a lot of times offers you, and we're going to pull from the Work Your Light deck, offers you insight into the role that you play in the bigger scheme of things. Because your purpose is not something to be found, which is, I think, the biggest misconception, because we try to find our purpose and we're looking like outside of ourselves. But it's like your purpose is more or less really something to be discovered, because you've been doing it every day your entire life. You just haven't noticed. Honestly, I kid you not. So it's almost like you've been leaving little breadcrumbs for yourself like your entire life. And it's like when you look back retrospectively, it's going to be like, whoa, I always did kind of do this. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot to look at the bottom of y'all's deck. Ha! Spiritual teacher. That's what it says. You heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. I almost wanted to say seasons. That's interesting. Interesting. So, some of you may be Reiki master teachers. Some of you may be creative art teachers, you know, or using art as a spiritual creative expression. Some of you guys, I don't know why I just thought about that, maybe teaching people about angels, you know. And some of you guys may be teaching people about oracle cards or symbology. Maybe you'll be a symbology spiritual teacher. But spiritual teacher, period, regardless of what discipline in which you are teaching, that is most certainly a leadership role, which is why I can understand why Spirit's trying to kick you in the butt. You got people to teach, man, dagnabbit son of a gun. That's a leadership role for sure. And then I forgot to tell y'all, this is my Joan of Arc card, who is also the saint that I got confirmed as, or under the name. I don't know the proper terminology for that is. Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance for Taurus, please. Y'all better not judge me, okay? I'm feeling very Taurus-y right now. Spirit, please give me clear and direct guidance for my Taurians, please, Spirit. I forgot what the name of that other thing is. And then, guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be one of each. It could be a combination of all of these. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? A combination of oracle cards, symbols. Could be numerology, because that's more or less like an energetic pattern that's represented by a symbol. That's really all numbers are, to be quite honest. But it's to me, I guess at the heart of it all, the root of what it is that I'm seeing here is like frequencies and energies. Because, of course, at the heart of everything is energy. But I'm just seeing like oracles or symbols to me, and you know, like divine revelation and whatnot, ancient wisdom and things of the sort. But all of these things, I see them as being encoded into symbols. And you more or less being like an oracle, where you're in essence interpreting energetic patterns that are encoded into symbols. You know what I'm saying? And being able to discern those energetic patterns, you know, and being able to encode them into symbol or word, or being able to decode them from symbol or word into the energetic pattern. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So it's just a process of being an encoder and a decoder that I'm seeing. And I know that probably sounds so great, but it's me seeing you guys being an encoder and a decoder. And an encoder would be like you taking said patterns and putting them into pictures. So like creating your own oracle deck or art pieces or things of the sort. Writing, you know, being like a little scribe and things. And then decoding it in the sense of like, you know, interpreting people's dreams and oracles. I guess I just see you guys as like a magic. Did I say magic? I meant like major, like, how do I say that? Like a major, I don't know, master symbologist. I don't know. I'm reaching on that one. But, yeah, so it's like I see you guys mastering in that solo and then taking the role of teaching that to other people, if that makes sense. I pray that that makes sense. For who it's for, it makes sense, dagnabbit son of a gun. Because that was very, like, that sounded very, like Oracle of Delphine. It totally was just like, what are you even saying out of your mouth right now? It's hilarious. Okay, that's one. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. That makes sense. Because I feel like you guys are about to start a journey, man. It's almost like a little, like a mini awakening to why. Oh, geez, 3 cards fell out. Like a mini, I'm saying mini, but I mean major. But I'm saying mini to imply that this is not like the first awakening that you've had. But I say mini in the sense that it's giving you a deeper glance or insight into the path that you've been on up to this point. So I kind of feel like this is like a shift in like a new chapter of you guys having clear insight into yourself. So more or less like the personal work that you've been doing, now understanding how this is expanding out to apply to people outside of yourself, if that makes sense. Y'all let me know in the comments if that makes sense. So anywho, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, that is the card. These cards are so beautiful. Seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plans. So Yeah. So what I say with the whole laying foundations thing, this is like to me the first step of many. You know what I mean? So like I say, it's like the mini awakening amidst the bigger awakening that you're already having, if that makes sense. But I feel like this is all within divine timing. So if you've been kind of hard on yourself trying to figure out or not, or kind of being hard on yourself not knowing why you don't know, or kind of like how I said earlier with the whole thing of like, you know, feeling like you don't have a thing, it's like you're within the right timing for you to find out everything that you're finding out. So you're not behind time, you're not late or anything of the sort, right? The next card that we have is Akasha. I hope I said that right. Your guidance is divinely guided. Well, dang that, a son of a gun. Hello. I would go over this again, but I kind of feel like that's going ahead and like confirming what it is that I just said, and to spare you me repeating myself several thousand times again. But yeah, man, it's like your steps are being ordered. So everything is within the place that it needs to be in. You are in the place that you need to be in, and you didn't need to be here any sooner than you are at this very present moment. The next one that we have is Share Your Voice. And it says, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So what I'm getting from this is it's like, for those of you, oh, wow, yeah, this, I look right at the Joan of Arc card. It's like for some of you, I think some of you guys, like you already know what it is that you're being called to do, but you're reluctant because you're afraid, because I feel like a part of you knows, and not persecuted in a sense, because I don't want you guys thinking about being burned at the stake or anything like that. Hashtag Joan of Arc. I am so sorry, Joan. I really didn't think about that before it came out of my mouth. But in the sense that you guys fear persecution, and I think that's where the reluctance is kind of coming in. You know what I'm saying? Of stepping out and doing it. For those of you who already know. And the key is to remember that you guys are protected and you are being divinely guided. And this is all a part of the divine plan. Therefore, you will be protected. So there's nothing to fear. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. But earlier today, I don't know. I felt so compelled. I've been watching documentaries on like everything. Like I felt compelled to watch this documentary about John the Baptist and like a whole bunch of stuff. And I was even looking through my old journals and was like, oh my God, my life. Like looking at like from over a decade ago, and I was just like, seriously. But it was something that I had read and referenced to that I had wrote down in reference to this. It was something about other people's opinion, like how to trust in what it is that God's spirit, or whatever you call all there is, to trust in whatever it is that spirit is leading you to do. Because if you allowed other people's opinions to guide you, you would stay stagnant forever. Like you would never accomplish anything. So if the decisions that you make to do or not do, to step out or not step out, if that's contingent upon other people's opinions of you, you will literally stay stagnant for the rest of your life. Because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if it's taboo or not. People are always going to have something to say about you. And if you relinquish your power to the opinions of others, like you will be on a constant roller coaster of highs and lows, and you may often never even step out in the first place. Like you'll literally stay exactly where you are, fearing what other people are going to think. So something that I find is to expect it, not expect it in the sense of like, I know everyone's going to think my idea is stupid or what I'm doing is stupid. Not like that, but just know that with all good comes naysayers. You know what I mean? There's always going to be someone who's not going to like what you're doing, but don't allow that to become the God of your life, so to speak. Like for that to determine whether or not you decide to step into your truth. don't ever give another person that much power. And this fell out when I was shuffling, when I was talking to you. It says unbound. I don't think I ever got this one before. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Oh, that is so freaking dope. And that may be that block that I was sensing of you guys not being able to see your greatness, is because it may be like an old mindset where you underestimate your own ability, or think, oh, I'm not special, or, stuff like that doesn't happen to people like me type of deal. And I feel like that's been it's been a block. So whether it's generational, like, something you've inherited, with your little root chakra and things of the sort, or if it's something that's from wounding from childhood, because y'all know that's my favorite thing, or if it's any type of like karmic, like soul contracts that you have with people, what I'm seeing is that those are being diminished and melted away, and you guys are free to now step into the fullness of who you are. So I feel like kind of how it was for me today, and I'm a Taurus, so, I feel like some of you guys may relate with me on this, and I had to call my best friend and tell her, like, legit, I was reading my journals, and I was like, who is this person? Like, why does she think like that? And it was so amazing to me, because I've literally written out my entire journey in all of my journals, because I have like a journal for like every year. And it's just me detailing my toxic thought patterns. I was just like, yo, this is insane. Because me looking back, I'm like, how did you not see this? But it's like, I empathize in the sense of like going back into that mind frame I was in, because being myself, it's like I'm able to step back into that place and be like, yo, I remember like being in that place and not seeing any farther than right in front of me, and it being very difficult for me to even fathom anything outside of what I saw directly in front of my face. So I think me going through these journals today has just been so humbling, even though like some of them made me nauseous and I wanted to backslap myself. But it was humbling, because it's like the evolution is real. I think that's what I literally got from today, is just like to be able to step back into my mind, over a decade ago, and see how I saw the world, and to compare that to how I see things now. It's like this journey, this awakening journey, like it's real. So even if you feel like you're not changing, or that things haven't changed, like they're changing more than you could ever possibly fathom. Go through your old iPhone notes, go look back at your old journals, and, impress yourself with all of your growth. Dagnabbit son of a gun Taurus person. But I love your face. I think I've talked you guys' heads off enough. But let me know what you think of this reading in the comments, and I will see you guys sooner than later. I love your faces. Deuces. 2 deuces? What is 2 deuces? Double deuces? Is that quad deuces?